Audio-Technica ATH-AD900X. So this is sort of middle ground where I did the 500, I did the 2000, and I missed the 791. So now we're going 500, skip the 900, skip the 1002. So if you want to know how these are built, stop watching this video, go back, watch my AD500X video from a year ago. And they're exactly the same, including the wire of doom. Why? We'll go beyond that, though. Because if you want to know how these sound, stop watching this and go watch my Philips SHP 9500 video. Minus a little bass. Just a little touch of bass is missing. But everything else. Now you'll excuse my... although, you know what? Don't excuse it. This setup for testing, miraculous. I could make a headphone review in a bus stop now. Let's put the bass boost on. Ooh, that little bit of bass boost just brings these out. All the things that I like about the Air series. My 2000s, the 500s. The consistency of the series. Now, not having heard the 500s in a long time, since I reviewed them, I haven't heard the 500s. But after I heard the 500s, I invested all my money in the 2000s because I wanted to just go straight to the top. And these would have been a good pit stop in the middle. Unlike the 2000s, one side cable, shit cable, non-detachable cable, but on one side. These are big plastic, tubes with metal in them, whereas the 2000s have like titanium bars because you spent enough money if you bought the 2000s to earn that right. Angled drivers, standard pads. The pads are the same on the entire series. From the cheapest to the most expensive, the pads are the same. And the pads are only okay. I will link an eBay page in the description where I bought my new pads for my 2000s, which are just much thicker. And these are actually pretty large. They're large pads, but the hole is, no one's ear is that shape. Maybe when you're an infant, you can get your ear in there. So, let me jump past music and the sound stay gaming. Yes. People who have been looking at my 2000Xs for gaming in my gameplay, gaming headphones video, I said those 2000Xs are probably the best. That they just scare you when things happen. These are their baby brother. These are their more affordable baby brother. Now, comfort. If you change the pads, you won't have an issue. If you don't change the pads, these can get a little bit warm, which I don't know. Some people aren't affected by that. Some people are. Get them, try them. You order the pads on eBay, and they'll be there in 2 weeks. They're not prime shipped, and which is why I don't like recommending things from eBay. It's got the same headband system, which feels shitty. It just feels like shitty, but it isn't. You feel that spring-loaded rotatingness there. I don't feel any... No, they're not going to slide. They've got enough clamp. They've had the same little issue where I kind of want to bend them like that. Because when you open them up, you see the angle is fixed. They don't tilt this way in any way. So you open them up, and if your head is huge, it's perfect. If your head is slightly not huge, then the bottoms touch harder than the tops, and that can get annoying. But we're here for sound, because these are the AD series of Audio-Technica. Audio-Technica should only make this series and get it over with. Although those MSR7s are pretty amazing. So, the signature of this series seems to be not wide soundstage, not like Fidelio X2, things are way out there soundstage. It's very focused soundstage. Tap dancing people were just tap dancing in my head. And they were tap dancing, here are the headphones. They were tap dancing here to here. Not out, never out, just very focused. I almost want to think these would be good for mixing, but the lows aren't. Shut off the bass boost. Shut the bass boost, that's cheating. Some of the best highs in a series of headphones consistently. I can hear what's missing from these and my 2000Xs, but it's hard to recall what the 500s did that was less so than these. Because I'm getting that same feeling of, wow, I forgot how good the cheaper ones were. Do they leak sound? Yes. All of it. They're light. Not as light as the 2000s. But, yes. Anything I say about these will be identical to everything I've said about the 500s and the 2000s, just sort of in the middle. The 2000s have the best highs for a headphone I've ever heard. And these don't, because they're the 900s. Maybe the 1000s get another. It would be almost impossible to design a series of headphones, 5 headphones, and then make them incrementally better in a category by design. I mean, you probably could, but that would be like, it's like the Porsche Boxster, Cayman, and 911. If you ever watch that Top Gear episode where they say, well, the Boxster costs this much and is this fast, and the 911 costs this much and is this fast. So the Cayman had to be in the middle, so they engineered it that way. So it cost more, but it wasn't as fast as 911, even though it could have been, so they just held it back, and it's the middle thing. And this is the middle child. This is the exact middle child. So they held back on these from sounding like 2000Xs. The drivers are not the same, obviously. The build is not. This is plastic, where everything on the 2000X is like future titanium from space. And these are plastic. But that's why they made the 2000Xs their top of the line. Yes, the R70Xs will get a review. I promise you someone will buy them and send them to me. I'm looking at you, Josh. If there's a Josh out there buying them. Or if I have to spend the Patreon money to pick up a pair and then give them away, which would probably be the saddest day of my life, by the way. If I bought them, owned them, literally owned them, and then said, oh, now I have to liquidate these. Instead of put them in the basket in the river, just send it down the river. That would be sad. Sad for me. You guys would enjoy the hell out of that. But, how do you get that material? This feels like this should be used in some sort of, when you have like a ripped Achilles tendon. I think this sort of springiness would be really, really, really important in the manufacture and distribution. Oh, it's doing the exact same thing from being in the box. It just adopted that shape of hitting you in the neck. It's the little shit problems that if they fixed them, no one would have any reason to buy the 2000Xs. But yeah, sound quality wise, holy shit, yes. So build is aight. I know what the top of the line is, so build now just becomes aight on these. Sound, if you could tolerate highs, and not sibilant highs, just elevated highs, like high focused. These are not EDM cans, right? You could use them for EDM if you had a bass boost. Do I have EDM on here? How hard is it to go through Google Music? Artists, do I have the dead mouse? Can I get to the dead mouse? I got B's, I got C's, I got D's, D-E, D-E-A, D-E-A, David Bowie, David Arnold, D-E, D-E. Oh God, Days of the New, there it is, there's dead mouse. Okay, play all of dead mouse. And I'm going to try it without the bass plus, and then we'll put on bass plus. You know, they're not atrociously bad for EDM either. If you have the volume up enough. If you want to listen quietly and get bass, it's sort of like on bass. But you put it up. All those sharp highs are just biting my brain, and I love it. Let's put the bass boost on. For funds, high gain, even though it does not need it. Oh yeah, definitely the bad bass boost, high gain bass boost. No, these headphones. No, not Google fucking cards. You know, they could pretty much take a bass boost and retain all their qualities that I like. Yeah, you know what? I'm not crossing these off the list for people who like EDM. It sounds fucking amazing. Audio-Technica as a brand has upset me greatly, and just praise the shit out of them for this particular series. Even as shit as the things are that are wrong with it, headphones need to sound like this. Now that the SHP 9500s are back up over $100 or something, consider these again. Consider the 80 series. For gaming, I've gamed in them, and they have just so close to what the 2000Xs could deliver for like not a quarter of the price, but a third of the price. Half the price, depending on the day you see the sales. Nothing bad. I have plenty of bad things to say about them, about the build, about the pads, about the bent. I can say all these things, and it doesn't matter, because they still sound like they do, and so few headphones I put on impress me immediately. And it's just everything in this line seems to just impress me immediately. And even with EDM, throw a bass boost on, don't throw a bass boost on, they're good. Audio-Technica, one day you'll just make good things completely and not